Yeah, looking at this game here, the Clippers versus the Suns. Big game for the Suns. They pulled out the victory. They were the better team. They were the more solid team. They definitely just had everything going, for them. The Clippers were playing good. The Clippers had a lot of good things go for them, but at the same time, the Suns were just better. Just tonight anyway. I mean, I know the Clippers are missing, Kawhi Leonard, so it's definitely an even matchup. But hey, the Suns missing some players too, So I mean, good game for them. Shout out to them. Chris Paul looks like an MVP out there. He looks like, he's just really cementing himself as a MVP type candidate. And Devin Booker's definitely the real deal as well. And, like I said, it's one of those games. The Clippers couldn't find a way to come out and win. They couldn't find a way to really get going. Seemed like they were down the whole game. Seemed like most of the game they were just, they made comebacks in the game. It just wasn't good enough. It's hard to, when you're down 15, 20 points, 10, 15 points, somewhere in there, the whole game, it's hard to just make a comeback and sustain it. It's really hard to do that. That's the reason why teams make comebacks all the time and they can't finish it, because it's like it takes so much energy to pull out a game like that. It takes so much energy to, withstand a team's punch and then come back out and do your thing and win the game. It's really, really hard. It's really difficult. And the Clippers didn't do that. They didn't. They fought really hard though, and I got to credit the Clippers for that. I mean, they have a really, really deep team. I think when they get Kawhi Leonard back, I think they'll be even more awesome than what they are. And definitely get Serge Ibaka back too, and then Patrick Beverley as well. They haven't played fully healthy this year, and they've won a lot of games, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to see what they look like when they're fully healthy and together. I think they're going to be a force in the West. And I think it'll be them and the Lakers between who wins the West, of course. And that's just my take on that. As far as the game, though, like I said, Paul George scored over 23 plus points in this game. He played pretty decent. Not one of his best nights, but he still played really good. He played good enough for the Clippers to win. It's just the Clippers, they just, like I said, defensively, they got a few issues they need to clean up there. But I think when Ibaka comes back with Kawhi Leonard in there, it definitely makes their defense ramp up a little bit better. So I'm really not too worried about this game. I think, it's just one loss for the Clippers, but I think it's a big win for the Suns. I think it's a big win for their confidence. They're second in the West. And tonight they clinched playoff berth, so I really didn't think they was going to give this one away to the Clippers easily. Clippers really had to fight for this one if they were going to win, but they didn't. It's okay, I think they might see each other down the road in the playoffs. I really think the Clippers might want to avoid this team in the playoffs for some reason. I just feel like this team right here is really, really hungry, and it could be another situation like with the Nuggets last year, if the Clippers don't watch out, if they have to play this team. So, it's going to be an interesting matchup if they do see this team in the playoffs. We'll have to see how this matchup goes, or if it even happens in the playoffs, if the Clippers or Suns make it that far to see each other. But I think a very intriguing matchup. I like the matchups that they have on both ends, on both sides. Devin Booker, like I said, is definitely a formidable player. I can see him being definitely a superstar going forward in his career. Chris Paul is just a magnificent player. I'm not a big fan of Chris Paul, but I gotta give him his props. He's a great player, and that's just the way it is. And but I definitely think it'd be a lot different if Kawhi Leonard's on the floor. I feel like Kawhi Leonard would definitely make this game a little bit more tougher for Phoenix, and made some great defensive plays of his own and dropped 25, 30 points of his own as well. So, it's a good game for them, good game for the Suns, and that's just my take on it. This is my reaction on the game. I think, like I said, the Clippers got some defensive issues there, but it's nothing really to be alarmed of. I think they'll find a way to overcome them. And hey, the playoffs is coming near, so everybody better tighten up soon. And hey, this is my take on the situation. Hey, leave any comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the game. How you think the game panned out? Did the right team win to you, or do you think the Clippers are a better team than the Suns, or do you think the Suns are a better team than Clippers? Let me know what you think, because it was a really great game. I really enjoyed it, and hope we get more like this going soon, and can't wait for the playoffs. But like I say all the time, till next time.